in the same bracket per se, switching lap times or swapping the top lap times between the two. 30-35 to a 30-36 the last time by between your top two. So they may be on the same strategy if Josh Lawton can stretch it maybe just a little bit further than Jake Sturgis.
I just don't see that happening for Josh Lawton, though, Tim. Looking back, and you see exactly when Josh Lawton pitted. He came down pit road on lap 10, at the completion of lap 104. So he would have had 63 laps to go at that point. Ray Alfalla came down. He's going to have 62 laps to go. And when you look at the next guy we've talked about, Jake Sturgis, he came down on the conclusion of lap 108, the beginning of lap 109. Again, 59 laps to the completion of the race. It's going to be tight, but again, if anybody can make it, Joe, I'm going to put my money on Jake Sturgis. He's got the shortest distance of anybody in the top 10 or 15 to go as far as on the original stop. Everybody else, for the most part, has pitted, but Sturgis still in that original set of tires, the original tank of fuel from his stop at the midway point of this run. Oh boy, it's getting exciting.
Thomas Lewandowski, Chris Overland both running the same exact strategy as well, trying to stretch it out all the way to the end, as you see a lot of big names now dominating the top 10. Ray Alfalla now all the way at position number 3. Brad Davies 4th. Trey Edson in 6th. Peter Bennett in 5th. Brian Blackford, who pitted on the first lap of the race, now position number 8. And Landon Harrison and company in the mix. Tyler Hudson now position number 12. As we go to position number 4 with Brad Davies and Ray Alfalla, you see those two guys driving as hard as they can. Cody Bias, he's a lap down. He was leading this race at one point. He was top 5. He's now a lap down, and with 10 to go, I don't think he's going to be able to get back up there in a hurry.
Trombley and Blackford down on pit road as they will head out to the racetrack after quick pit stops for those two drivers. And guys, really the only closest battle on the racetrack was in between Brandon Hawk and Brandon Cattell, I believe at 11th and 12th, but Hawk has taken that position and has begun to drive away from that battle as the Josh Lawton machine continues to stay out on the racetrack. He will come by this time on the racetrack. If he does stay out, no, he does not. Josh Lawton down on pit road. Your leader is going to head to pit road for a splash and go. This will hand the lead to Jake Sturgis.
Now the question is, how long can he last? Will the clock strike midnight before Cinderella can get home? Or will Cinderella put the glass slipper on? And that would be Jake Sturgis here in Victory Lane at Sin City's showplace and showcase for speed, Joe, here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jake Sturgis is rolling the dice. There is no question. But I guess if you're going to gamble, this is the right city to do it in.
No shame in gambling in Vegas, and this is the place to do it. And Davies is now going to come down pit road. Ray Alfalla up in Harris, position number 2. Trey Edson now all the way to position number 3. Kenny Humpy doing business with Chad Lawton up there. They're trying to dissect their way through the race as time runs out here. Let's run on the rear bumper of that 58 machine of Kevin Humpy. He's got some problems. 89 now around. 89 goes around. That is Landon Harrison. He's going to go down to pit road, and he's going to have some problems. Ray Alfalla going to come down pit road. 7 to go.
Ray Alfalla onto pit road in the Ford Fusion. He will stop to the attention of his crew. And the one thing that I did notice, Tony, is Peter Bennett has backed off in a big way. I think the 69 has stuck to the strategy that he is going to finish this race on the racetrack, or he's going to run out of fuel. One of the two, as Sturgis and Edson, your top 2. The 6 car is still staying out on the racetrack. Is he going to come down this time? No, the 6 car stays out. Sturgis, Edson, Bennett, your top 3 on the racetrack, but Bennett is backed off big.
And Tim, it's almost to the point now, if the caution flag comes out for an incident, Jake Sturgis, as we say, he's in the catbird seat. He is on top of the world, because then with no green-white checker, that means things are done as you watch this battle now for the 9th and the 10th spot. Kenny Humpy and Chad Lawton going at it. Humpy on the top of the racetrack trying to make things happen. Brandon Cattell is right there as well. So this is really a 3-car fight for that spot. 8th, 9th, and 10th. Almost a full hello lap behind the leader. Cattell tried pinching Chad Lawton, Joe, but it wasn't going to work for him. And Jake Sturgis, if he sees yellow right now, he wants to see yellow fever. That means he's locked himself in to a victory if he can limp it back to the finish line.
Time running out on this field, and now all eyes are on the 41 machine of Jake Sturgis. He has got all but a lock on this race. 8 seconds over Peter Bennett, 14 seconds over Tom Lewandowski. Troy Edson is going to come down pit road this time by. Tyler Hudson snuck into your top 5. Kenny Humpy's now in the top 10. Byron Daly's now in the top 10. 3 to go, and now the big question is, the $64,000 question is, whatever you want to call it, the question is, Jake Sturgis, can he make it work for the rest of this race? 3 or 2 laps to go. He is backing off as much as he can. Can he make it all the way through?
He is backing off way early, trying to conserve every little ounce of fuel that he can. Peter Bennett in second, doing the exact same thing. Thomas Lewandowski in position number 3, doing the same thing. Overland, Hudson, your top 5. We are coming to the white. 1 more lap to go for Jake Sturgis in the NX number 41 for Last Row Motorsports. In 2012, he parlayed the same strategy to victory lane for his first NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing victory. And it looks like he is going to hit the jackpot once again. The 41 car coming through 3 and 4 to his second NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing victory. Jake Sturgis to victory lane at Las Vegas. Peter Bennett, can he make the finish on fuel? He is coming at a 4, and it looks like he will make the finish line. He may not make the cool down lap, Tony, but he is out of fuel as he comes across the stripe. Lewandowski, Overland, and Hudson, your top 5.
Tim, we told you 58.5 laps was the math that I came up with. Peter Bennett did about 59 3/4. He came down with 60 to go, sputtered, stumbled across the line, but Jake Sturgis mastered the strategy once again here in Vegas. I don't know what he does or what his technique is or what his good luck charm is, but if there's a guy I'm going to visit in the desert with, it's going to be Jake Sturgis, because that was sheer mastery of strategy, Joe. There's no question about it. Everybody else on pit road blew that strategy call, be it from the driver's seat, from the setup perspective where the gear would or would not permit them to make the run. Whatever it was, they blew that one. Jake Sturgis nailed it.
Like a camel in the desert, Jake Sturgis finds a way to conserve everything he had in that 41 NX machine, and he finds a way to make it work. He would be doing burnouts right now if there was anything left in that car. He's going to have to get the crew and everyone else he can find to help him push it back to pit road, to victory lane, because that thing is out of gas. Jake Sturgis, though, making a big statement for his second win here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in 3 seasons. And only good things can come from here for Jake Sturgis and the 41 team.
It took 2 years, but Jake Sturgis is back in victory lane in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing. We will talk to Jake along with your top 5 finishers in just a few moments' time. We'll set up for the post-race show here at Las Vegas. Don't go away. Welcome back to the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series round at number 2 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And what a show the drivers in this series put on this evening. Only 3 cautions, 13 lead changes, and Jake Sturgis comes out with the victory, playing a little bit of fuel mileage gamble to take away his second win in this series 2 years following his first at Las Vegas in 2012. Peter Bennett comes from 32nd to finish in position number 2. Thomas Lewandowski comes from 34th to finish in 3rd. Your Pro Series champion Chris Overland finishes in position number 4 and had the fastest lap time of the race. Tyler Hudson, your series champion, comes home in position number 5. Chad Lawton, Kenny Humpy, Brandon Hawk, Brandon Cattell, and Nick Ottinger, your top 10. Down in victory lane, Joe Cortez with driver 41, Jake Sturgis.
Jake Sturgis just a little tired after having to push that car with the help of his crew to victory lane, but celebrating nonetheless. And Jake, It's been 2 years in the making, but you're back here in victory lane on the exact same play you pulled to get your first win 2 years ago at the exact same speedway.
Yeah, I guess I have a lot of luck at this track. I've always really liked Las Vegas, and 2 years ago it worked out a little different. I pitted when a lot of people stayed out and just managed to stretch it out long enough and get a yellow. This year I really ran up front a lot more. I was in the top 10 most of the race, and I was just, from the drop of the green, I was saving fuel and trying to make it on 2 stops, and we got a yellow. Came down, took 4 tires, filled it up, went back out. Managed to stay in the top 10 for a while, but from that last green run, I was saving as soon as I exited my pit box there. And I knew the numbers I had to hit. I knew the lap I had to pit on, and I just can't believe it lasted. Had 0.1 gallons left at the line there. I was sputtering across the line. If one little thing had gone different, maybe I wouldn't ended up in victory lane there. I got into Doucette in the last run, and I felt bad about that. I really wasn't even trying to race him. I knew he was on a different strategy. And I just caught up so fast, and I had my car shut off. And once I started to get into him, there wasn't much I could do. I just locked up the brakes. So sorry to Rich. But can't thank the guys at LRM enough for building such a fast car. It's mostly was a team effort there, but my brother PJ went out and found a lot in the setup the other night, and he doesn't deserve a last place finish for that setup he built. So it was great to get in victory lane there, and really want to thank my team Lastro Motorsports and NX Racing for all the hard work that we put in, and well, I just can't believe I won.
At what point? Maybe you can't really answer this question articulately, but at what point did you know? Did you say, if everything works out exactly perfectly, if the stars align and the planets are correctly in position, I can make this race on one stop? At what point did you make that call, and at what point did you say, if it doesn't, I got to own up to this?
Well, I was dedicated to trying to make it work from the drop of the green flag there on that last run. And as soon as I saw guys pitting around lap 103, 104, 105, I knew I was good till lap 108. And I knew I'd have to save a lot on that last run to make 59 laps, I believe it was. And as soon as I saw everyone pit and I was leader there before I pitted, I knew I had a good shot at it. And from there on, I was just trying to hit my marks, keep the car clean, save as much fuel as I could, because I knew it was going to be really close.
Really close it was. If this race had ended under any other situation, if a yellow flag had come out, if the race ended under yellow, would there have been a similar or the exact same finish for you in the 41 team?
Well, I was praying for no yellow there once I knew I was good to the end. As soon as we got 5 to go, I knew I had it in the bag as long as I could make it to the line there. And we had a yellow at any point there. With more than probably 10 to go, we would have all had to pit, take 4 tires, and who knows what would have happened there. Anything can happen at the end of these races. Usually on the restarts, people with old tires spin them up and carnage ensues. So it was really nice to stay green there and run it out.
Jake, still a long season ahead of you in Front Row Motorsports. As you look to the rest of the season, what does it bring to you? And after this win, how much more confidence does this give you going into the rest of the season?
Oh, it gives us a lot of confidence. Front Row Motorsports is a NASCAR team. We're Last Row Motorsports here on iRacing. We used to fill up the last rows in the races, but we've really improved here. This is Last Row Motorsports year, and even without Joey Brown, our strongest setup maker, he's often at school for his air traffic control. He'll be back maybe the next race or the race after, and he was our main setup guy. He's a guru there. He's a genius with setups on iRacing. So even without him, we were able to come out here and pick up a win. Some of the other guys picked up some slack on the setup, and I think it gives us a lot of momentum going from here.
Jake, lots of stickers, lots of people making it work for you. Anyone you want to give particular thanks to?
Well, big thanks to the guys at Lastro Motorsports, NX Racing, V Racing, Simroom for all the support, and really big thanks to my brother for tweaking the setup and all the other guys on Lastro Motorsports. Without them, I wouldn't be in victory lane. I'd probably be in dead last.
Jake Sturgis working strategy to his advantage, and he now finishes the second career win at the same place he got his first, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jake, I'm sure you guys are going to be all singing Viva Las Vegas tonight.
Oh, we'll be singing all right. I don't think I'll be able to sleep, so, wow, I don't know what to say.
Jake Sturgis getting the big win. We'll see you in 2 weeks when we go racing back here on PSR TV. Tony